Car theft in Victoria has exploded, up more than 40% in the last 12 months. Our Premier says tougher laws will fix it. That's all well and good if you're in the ivory castle of state government in this state, but out here, you don't feel safe at all.
She could be heard screaming as they drove away.
We don't feel like we are being protected at all by the people who are meant to be protecting us. So whilst the government jibber-jabbers on about doing something and not in reality doing anything, we're out here fixing this ourselves. The Insurance Council of Australia says the Victorians lodged over 12,000 theft claims just last year, worth more than $223 million dues. Premier Jacinta Allan calls her new bail laws the toughest in Australia, yet the numbers keep on climbing up. It's like it's not doing anything. You see, this is the problem. The politicians talk about being tough on crime, but in reality, on the ground, it's getting worse and worse. Cars are still going missing, cars are being stolen with people in them, and don't even get me started about machetes.
Good evening. For the third time in 4 days, Victoria Police is investigating an act of machete violence in Melbourne's north.
The truth is the government is not keeping up, so regular people have just started protecting themselves and their gear. Most cars aren't stolen from dodgy back streets. They're stolen from driveways and from garages. They're doing it in high-tech ways now. They're going through finding that CAN bus wiring somewhere on the vehicle that is not protected through encryption. And there's plenty of videos out there being talked about how they do this. And the other way is through the OBD port. But the new kind of ways that they're stealing these cars, in my last video, you guys gave me some ripper old school solutions to, well, deterring these buggers. When I asked how you're protecting your cars, hundreds of comments came in. And the top solutions are old school fixes that even the government in all their infinite wisdom can't seem to get their head around. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 solutions that you guys have actually come up with. A couple of them I spoke about in that video, but other ones you guys definitely came up with yourselves. And there were hundreds of comments about what you guys are out there doing. I will say though that they're kind of divided into a couple of different categories. One is things that, well, anybody can do. And 2, it's more of a community thing. And 3 is really the things that, unless you are somewhat mechanically minded, you're not going to do it. And I won't really cover those off. They're things like pulling fuses out, setting up, taking out your fuel pumps, all those sorts of things. Like the general punter is not going to be able to do that. The vast majority of the cars that are being stolen are the push button cars. It's weird to me, and this is the theme through the whole video, is that the old school stuff seemed to be just safer. We went away from keys, turn keys, to a button because it was safer. But now it seems that the keys is kind of the safer option, because as technology evolves, the car companies, most car companies, are not keeping up with what's happening in the world. The cars that are being stolen are mostly Toyotas from what I can see, and they're mostly the new cars with the push button ignition. I think this is happening because there's just so many of them out there. And there are so many Landcruisers, there's so many Corollas and Yaris's and things like that that all run on this similar sort of system. So the thieves are stealing those, and chances are they're stealing it because they're going to blend in. You're going to drive down the road and turn the corner and they're going to blend in, which is the first thing I'll talk about. When I was growing up, we used to modify our cars to an extent. You used to put stickers on them, you used to put little different paint jobs on them, different wheels, all those sorts of things that made your car your own. And in Australia, we seem to have gone away from the culture of the car culture, making your car your own. I remember having my first car was a TE Cortina, and I had put like louver rack, remember those louver racks on the back there to stop the sun coming in, tinted the windows, put rego numbers on all the windows, had a few stickers on the car. I could see that car in a car park from some distance away and go, that's my car. And from the thieves' point of view, that car is going to stick out like dog's balls on a budgie if they steal it, because I'm going to see that car driving down the road and go, that's my bloody car, and I can then give pursuit. But if you're driving a little white Toyota Corolla and there's 20 of them in the car park, if you just kind of forget where you park, you're going to walk around with your freaking button trying to unlock your car until you find your car. There's no individualism with cars these days, for the most part. And that's not even one of the things I want to talk to you about. It was more about just make your car your own. Give it a little bit of individualism, because if it sticks out just that little bit, it might be enough of a deterrent to not do it, which is where we're heading. The deterrence. Steering wheel locks. Old school, visible, and it's still the first thing that makes most thieves walk away. Plenty of these things around. The Pro-Lock steering wheel from Super Cheap Auto, it's about 80 bucks. Your insurance, your investment into this is like 80 bucks. And that's generally going to be the case with most of the things that we talk about here these days in this video. They're things that are around about $100 or less. I think there might be one that's over, but all of these things are deterrents. When it comes to steering wheel locks, it's a simple case of these things are brightly colored. They're red or they're yellow or orange. And they're going to go on your steering wheel. The thief is going to look at that and go, that's another hurdle for me to get over. Of course they can be beaten. And there's plenty of old school thieves used to break these things fairly easily. But the new thieves are going to look at this, go, there's 10 Corollas in this car yard. That one's got a steering wheel lock on it. I'm going to take that one instead. It's not stopping the thief taking a car, but hopefully it will stop them taking your car. Hidden kill switch and immobilizers. If it won't start, they can't steal it. Go and talk to an auto electrician about installing a kill switch. Now a kill switch, if you don't know, it's a button or a switch or even sometimes a key, separate key that's hidden somewhere in your car. And I used to have one of these on my old car, on a previous car, I think it actually was the Cortina, where I had the ignition key, but under the dash there was a button, a toggle switch that I used to turn, and that would then give me ignition to the power of the car. Without turning that toggle switch, the key wouldn't do anything. And an auto electrician will do that for you if you don't know how to do it. And they are cheap as chips. OBD ports are this small little white, generally white plug that sits generally underneath your steering column somewhere underneath your dash there. And that is an interface for most mechanics, locksmiths and things like that to do things to your car interfacing to the car's computer. Now, thieves are onto that as well, and they're getting in there using a device that they're buying off the internet, going through that port, and then just tricking the car into thinking that they have the key and off they go with it. There's two things around that OBD port that I want to talk about. One is go and get yourself a fake OBD port and plug it in, put it in the place where that one was and tuck the other one away. It's not going to stop them long term. They may have to look for it a bit longer, but it's going to be enough there for them in their frame of mind while they're stealing your car, because their adrenaline's pumping, they don't want to be caught, and if it's taking them too long, they may well just go to the next car. So relocating your OBD port and putting a fake one there is one option. The second option is to get a lock for your OBD port, and these are readily available. I'll link one down the bottom here. Is the Aero Pro OBD2 port lock from AutoFix Australia. It covers the plug with a tamper-proof metal. They'll probably be able to get it off in the long term, but in the short term, and that's the reality of this, when they're stealing their car, they want to do it quickly, they're not going to be able to get it too quickly. So again, it's deterring them from doing it. Sure, they might have busted your window or something to get in there, but your car's probably still going to be there in the morning. If they get away, a tracker will give you a fighting chance. Solid GPS is an Aussie company. They sell wireless trackers from about $150 odd with instant movement alerts and recovery tracking. This is all well and good. See, some of these new cars have got this sort of thing inbuilt to them already, and the thieves know how to disable that straight away. I did a video some time ago about putting AirPods into your car. AirPods, no. AirTags into your car and disabling the battery, the speaker that's in there, so they're not making any noise. They're still going to see that they're being tracked, but they won't know where it is. You can hide these things all over your car. Many, many, many places to hide these things. It's not as simple. This is the whole modifications or making your car your own thing that I was talking about earlier. Having a tracker that you hide somewhere. Could be behind a door panel. It could be underneath your dash. It could be under the back carpet. It could be under the back seat cover. Anywhere at all that is not obvious, you're still going to be able to track your car. And if they know they're being tracked, they're probably not going to stay around too long with that car. A supplementary to all of those things that I've just told you is two more things, if you like. One is to get one of those cars, drive one of those cars with that stick in the middle that moves around everywhere, because a lot of young people don't know how to drive that bloody thing. They're driving that automatic thing. So that's one way, and that's just a bit of a tongue-in-cheek thing, but in reality, there's actually young people who don't know how to drive stick. And two is to put stickers on your car that says it has GPS tracking, it has OBD locks, things like that. You may not even have it in your car, but a sticker will quite often deter those crooks as well. Again, this is not about stopping thieves stealing cars. This is about protecting your car. So having that sticker on your car, when the identical car to yours is sitting 2 cars down, they're going to take that one and not yours. So we're doing what Australians have always done. We are looking after each other. All of these options that I'm giving you here, they're all things that you guys have come up with, and they're not expensive solutions to the problem that's going on. Here in Victoria, we are just so sick of the government's inept attitude towards all of this crime that's going on. They're saying they're doing something, in reality they're doing nothing. So it's up to us to look after ourselves and our own property. If you are in a place in this country where things are being stolen like they are in Victoria all the bloody time, share this video with your friends, help them out so they can go and spend a small amount of money to hopefully protect that big investment they've just made, because quite frankly the government's not coming to help you. All right guys, I'll see you next week.